Skip to my loo.
You have to be on that now.
Oh, it didn't work, so they can hear us. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh
What a
my
bad way to start. I
God.
wish we
All
started
right.
stronger.
Shit.
Holy fuck!
God damn
And
it.
we could have came in singing "Zombie."
I mean, we can now. We can try to save it.
And
In my head. In my head. All right, that's fine.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Check,
Yeah.
all
Okay.
check,
So
check it
that
out.
Stream Deck currently is completely inoperable.
Is whack.
Interesting.
Shit out of my face.
Interesting. Okay, Jessica. That means that this is going to be more on you. Difference today is that Jessica's mic'd up. She's got headphones on. She can't hear us like we can hear us, but when she speaks, she's mic'd into the stream as well. So there's no more passing shit around. Look at us every day taking new steps. Welcome to episode 3 of How to Swear Efficiently. 1, 2, 3.
Boom.
Our beautiful, lovely guest today is our dear friend Pat O'Brien.
what up, Pat?
Pat, welcome to the couch, my guy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course, my friend. Of course. This is How to Swear Efficiently, our little podcast where we get to bring on people that we like and talk about things that we like. It's good fun. It's great. It's unstructured. It kind of goes off the whim. Sometimes it's more fun than others, and we'll see where today goes.
It's been pretty fun so far.
Yeah. If it doesn't go well, we could always just blame Pat and then just not have him back.
Yeah.
That's naturally how it goes with me.
Yeah, that's not our fault. It's your fault.
It's just my fault.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why we have guests on. Is so if we we could just go, our guests just really suck.
Yeah.
Put all the blame on them.
Yeah.
And then move on from
Scapegoats.
there. Exactly.
We'll start fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
we're great. There's
we
nothing
did
wrong with us.
fantastic.
We
It's
killed
all
it.
Pat.
It's all me.
Even when he's not here, it's all Pat. Every fucking time.
Thanks. I got the middle child syndrome anyways.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's like, yeah, okay, Mom, just blame it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Cool. So you look comfortable. I like it.
Oh, I'm comfortable right now?
You look comfortable.
Oh, no, I'm
I don't
super
know if you actually are.
I'm super comfortable right
Good
now.
for you.
Good.
I'm happy to be on the show. I guess the only thing that I wanted to bring up and talk about, which if you guys want to kind of
We'll
volley
see.
back and forth,
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
mental health. I don't think a
Yes.
lot of people are talking about it as
We're
much
about
as
it.
they should,
We are about it.
and the stigma with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just having some talking points on that would be cool, and then share my story with it.
Sweet. That's
Yeah.
why
I
you're
like
here
it.
Sure.
to share that story.
I mean, right now especially, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
With COVID, people are being locked in for so long. There's people who like don't go out ever.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
have this just to interact with people.
Yes.
Working from home, you know.
Well, that's actually why this is super important to me, is because this is like one of my only social outlets. Like
Yeah.
she's going to work every day, but like 98% of my life is literally in this room.
I was at a big party yesterday. You know.
Nice. Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Just licking doorknobs and shit.
I do that anyways.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, man. Sometimes you have to. Well, I'm glad that you're so eager to talk about it, because as someone who has been through a ton of my own mental garbage, and then someone who's still dealing with it on, luckily for me, a less severe case. I live for this shit. I love it. I love to talk about it.
Yeah, it's something that definitely needs to be talked about.
Couldn't agree more.
And just a little bit of my story. I have like anxiety, OCD, and probably a little pepper of like bipolarness.
Nice.
And I've been hospitalized twice. Like I've been in a mental hospital, and
That's a strong flex.
Yeah.
strong.
Oh yeah, you don't want to fuck with me, dude. I've been tied up a couple times.
No, I mean I say it in the sense that like I'm very open with it.
As you should.
I also say that everybody should be in therapy because we're all fucked up in our
Could
own
not agree
special
more.
ways. But in my story, the first time I went to the hospital, it was mainly because I started getting worried about my health and started looking up WebMD and everything like that. So I was just freaking myself out.
What made you start worrying about it?
I think it was weird. I think at the time there was like a trigger. Usually that's how it goes with a lot of people, is they have certain triggers. I don't know what it was at the very specific time, but something triggered it, and then it was just like a downward spiral. and I tried to commit suicide, and
You're not alone in that.
yeah, and then I ended up going to the hospital, and I stayed there for like several days.
Yeah.
And it's definitely an experience that it's a lot to take in, because you see people that are really like kind of thrown to the wayside,
Oh, yes.
like mentally, because I feel like our lower income people are just relying on whatever health care they could get. And there was like schizophrenics there, like borderline personality, and everything in between, and even like heroin addicts that were using it to
Help themselves
yeah,
get out of a shitty situation.
detox. But
How old were you when this
I
happened?
was like 21, and
Okay.
then it was very scary, because it's like, you can't leave, and you have to do what they say, like, to eventually kind of
Right.
leave.
So let me ask you this. So, sorry if I'm asking too personal.
No,
questions,
man, I'm good.
So it's like, so when you're in there and you have to convince them that you're not going to harm yourself, right? Like that's kind of like the overall thing. Do you at any point question yourself, thinking that are you just pretending that you're okay,
Just think of that.
or are you actually becoming better, or are
Yeah.
you just like,
The thing with that is, like, you think all, or at least with me, I thought all avenues were possible. I'm like, what if I am crazy and I'm going crazy and I'm going to stay here? What if this is just like, I need to stab myself out of it? And you could just break down as many what ifs as you can.
Sure.
And then
that itself will drive you crazy?
yeah, and then eventually, like, you got to go to like groups and stuff and like talk about whatever, and not whatever, but it, like, I had to go to like AA meetings. I'm
Yeah.
not even an alcoholic, or like NA meetings, and then regular psychiatrist and psychologist appointments. And then I ended up getting on a medication they put me on, and I was doing good. And they call it like the honeymoon phase of this kind of thing. And I think it was like 2 years in, and I kind of had another like mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And this time it was a little more intense, because
You've been there before.
I knew what I was capable of, and in a sense of having my surroundings changed and everything like that. And I really felt insane. Like, I felt insane.
I can imagine being in that situation only harbors that feeling even more so.
It's like the fact where you're so wired, you can't even formulate a thought, because it felt like my mind just had this like gibberish, like treadmill of just like picture images. Some of them were like really graphic, and other things were just like really intense. And then when you try and tell people to kind of get their understanding, like you're looking to be like tell me it's okay, and it's hard.
I can only imagine.
I have some questions. So, so you were 21, right? So, what were you doing like in your life around that age?
I wasn't doing much. I was never big on like partying. I was never big in drinking. I was never like doing drugs or
Were you
anything.
like working or in school? Or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah, I was working. I mean, I was keeping busy, definitely.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of what I have is hereditary. I think like my grandfather had anxiety, and my mom has like depression. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The way
I mean,
she acts, at least.
Right.
yeah. Especially after going through all that shit. yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd say the biggest thing, and then when I came out of it the second time, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stay on the medication. I'm going to like do it the right way. I'm going to go to therapy, meet with my psychiatrist like periodically. And that's all you could do. And I think the big thing that people are like so caught up on is like, it's okay to be on medication.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's something that in my life I'm constantly talking about, because I work a job that is, super corporate, and I'm constantly dealing with people, and like I have this stupid saying that I say to people all the time because people see me differently than they see other people in a corporate environment. Luckily, I work in a creative field where I'm able to be more myself. And people are always like, "Oh, you're so this, you're so that." And I'm like, "Ha ha ha, thanks, it's a disorder." You know, like that's always what I say to people. Yeah. So like because you're with me for 5 minutes before you're like, "Oh, you are literally the poster child for ADHD." So, you know, to go back to what you were saying before about when you're in this state of just this cocktail of different medications that they give to you. Back, you know, when I was married, the tail end of my marriage, I was on antidepressants, antipsychotics. I was on sleeping medication. I was on, different types of suppressants, all while I was still taking Adderall. So my brain was completely fucked. And I feel you on your attempts and all that kind of shit because I attempted the same thing. Luckily, I realized very quickly on that me just taking the giant cocktail of all the pills that I had en masse down my face to try to like prove a point that it was very much just for spite, and I was able to recover out of that, and it was easy for me to say like, this is why I did that. And luckily for me, I didn't have a massive hole that I needed to climb out of. So I think it's incredibly brave of you to come on and talk about these things because of the stigma that it has, and I'm happy that you were able to get this far. I know it's a day by day process, and I'm proud of shit.
It is hard, and I tell people like it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah,
like it
sure.
really is. Like life is crazy. Life is super insane, especially now. And if you're feeling some type of way, like you could reach out to your friends. And I'm not saying that your friends have to have that burden of making you feel better, because that shouldn't be what friendship is. I mean, in a sense, yes, but it shouldn't be the sole purpose of you kind of finding your way. I think with what comes with that is talk therapy and going through those channels.
So good.
And for some people, it's medication.
Yeah.
And that's just, it is what it is. You could have a chemical imbalance. And then other people,
I do.
They do it with willpower.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool.
That works for you, not
I
for me.
personally can't. And then going back to medication, there is a fine line of reaching up to a point you're questioning almost if, does this work, or am I like
my question.
tapped out of like everything? And that's kind of, I feel like where I'm at. And I feel like I could be weaned off the medication, but like I'm too afraid to try and feel uncomfortable. And that's like my biggest thing.
I feel it, man. It's one of the biggest frustrations that I have every day, knowing that like if I'm going to sit in front of a computer and I'm going to work my full work day, and I'm going to, because luckily for me, where I am at work, I'm constantly praised by like everybody as like this awesome fucking designer for them. So that's like great feeling for me. But I know for a fact, if my medication runs out, then I'm gonna have to have a conversation like, so what happened on these days? Why did it seem a little bit off? The amount that I was producing wasn't up to snuff. Like what's up? What happened? And I know for a fact that if I come off of that, then that's where I am normally. So like that's a total. I get what you're saying with that. Is it's like I know I can function, but do I want to function at that?
It's definitely hard. I mean, I still go to therapy and everything
Good.
like that. I would ideally like to be off medication because before medication I was like really skinny, and then when you're on antipsychotics, you gain mad weight. Like you just like constantly eat, and that's just where I was at. And other side effects, you're like, geez, this sucks. I started getting like tremors, and people started pointing that out. Like I'd be paying for something and I'd shake.
You definitely don't know what that feels like, huh?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Tremors suck, man.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Especially when people point it out, you're just like, damn.
Yeah.
People are rude about it too.
Yeah, it's just
it's
like,
one
hey,
of
what's
those
that?
things.
Hey, how
no,
come your hand's
they just
shaking?
like the thing I get the most. Like usually when I'm taking a sip or something, like I'll do this whole move. It's worse with this hand, and then people just look at me and go, and I'm like, "Fuck you,
Thanks,
man!
asshole.
Like, fuck yourself."
Yeah, I hate people like that.
My ex's dad, he suffered from like a pretty severe case of bipolar disorder, and obviously I'm not going to go into that. That's not my business to do so, especially on this platform. But he also had crazy tremors, and I feel so bad because it was debilitating. It was absolutely debilitating.
And it's just like it is a catch-22 of what you could deal with in terms of side effects and what you could deal with mentally. So it's like, all right, yeah, I'm gaining weight and I have tremors, but at least I don't have.
I'm not trying to put my head in a door.
These continuous thoughts of like harming myself or whatever.
Absolutely.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Here. So
Go for it.
So when you're taking medicine, right, and it's been long-term taking medicine, and you're seeing the progress of the medicine and your therapy, and you just kind of working on yourself and taking steps in the right direction, is taking the medicine for that long and seeing the results kind of like is the medicine leaving a doubt in your mind that it's not just you working towards being a better person? That's kind of like making your whole life come together a little bit, or is it like you feel like it's kind of reliant on the fact that you're taking the medicine?
It's kind of both. I mean, there's times where I feel like I definitely rely on the medicine more than I should, and then there's other times where you just got to put the work in, and that it's just really how you look at it is like your physical sense. You got to take care of yourself and be healthy. You got to do the same thing mentally. And you just got to know what triggers you, know what sets you off, and know who's in your corner.
That's a huge step mentally, because like you also like you should give yourself a lot of credit for even just taking the steps to get the help.
God, yeah.
And even if you have the shadow of the doubt that it's the medicine that's like the biggest factor, it's like
You're still doing
you
it.
decided to get this help and you decided to take it every day and you decided to work towards that. I think that's something important to realize. It's like just give yourself credit.
Yeah.
Like in any situation, especially this situation.
Therapy is 100% of the reason why I'm here, because I was one of the people that, the medication certainly helped, but the medication for me was more of it takes the edge off, but it's not getting rid of the problem. Obviously, a major life change needed to happen for me to find myself, find meaning in life again, and then rebuild myself to a point where I was happy with who I was as a person. So, for me, therapy was completely and utterly invaluable. And I can't tell people more so how important it is. Just to, even if you're not going to go to therapy, just make sure that you have lines of communication with people that are open, where you can talk to people. I mean, you guys have all, I believe all three of you guys have seen it. There are definitely times where I'm just reaching out to you guys like, yo, what's up? You're on my mind. I love you. Just want to let you know that, I'm here for you, that kind of thing. Like, just having open lines of communication with people is so incredibly important.
Yeah.
Because especially now in the age where it's never been easier to talk to another human, we've never been more distanced.
It's hard because there has been times where I felt like, I'm just gonna call my friend and tell them like I'm having I want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah, but you don't want to hinder them.
I'm like I don't want to throw a monkey wrench in their day, like
right.
And then I just think about everything. There's been times where I've called hotlines even, and I think that's a thing that people should be okay with doing. And you could text hotlines, you could call. And these people listen to you. They really listen to you. I know firsthand. I've spoken to people who've dealt with that on numerous occasions, and it helps. It definitely helps in the moment, because usually for me, these spike at night and they're like weird times. So like if I was to call one of my friends and be like, hey, I'm having a hard time right now, it's a lot to ask from them, and it's something I know that they would be cool with.
Oh God, yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like I can't look to them as constantly being somebody to anchor me down. I got to find another source that does that, and I could continually use it without kind of feeling self-conscious about it.
My first therapist, when I was at my worst, because obviously very well how all this stuff works. You know, you end up cycling through people as you go. One of the first ones that was kind of like damage control for me, she had said to me, because I was speaking to her very similar about the same thing. She was kind of saying, do you have people that you can speak to? You know, do you have any friends that you can call when you're feeling like this? And I'm like, I don't want to be a hindrance. I don't want to be that guy that's like, guys, I'm sad. Come cheer me up. But she's like, I guarantee you, all of your friends, no matter what your head is telling you, they're still your friends, and they would much rather go out of their way to cheer you up than to never hear from you again.
Yeah.
Period. Like there's nothing more real about that, and it's like you really have to realize that like sometimes it's almost impossible to shake this feeling of being alone, because I even fight it sometimes, and I live with her. I live with my best friend,
And I got that old ball and
so
chain.
it's exactly. So it's like it doesn't. It's such a mental thing, and we put up these walls ourselves of like, I'm not gonna call Lou even though I feel like just a conversation.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it on social media, and I do that sad clown type of stuff, and I make fun of myself a lot, and it's a weird kind of therapy for me of like
sure. I could see that
of doing that. And then, but on the flip side, it's just when you kind of exude that energy, you're honing in a lot of it.
Yeah.
And
it's like self-indulgent.
Yeah, it's like putting on a sad song when you're sad.
Yeah.
But just constantly doing
that
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it won't be good. And there's been times, especially like this time of year, like Christmas has always been like
Brutal.
just brutal, especially like not being in a relationship anymore. But yeah, it's just I just try and take it a day at a time, honestly, and that's all you can do. And just know that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yes, absolutely.
And anybody that has lived through suicide attempts will tell you, instant regret.
Yep, absolutely.
Instant.
Absolutely.
Did you ever see The Bridge?
With Kevin Hines?
I think so.
It's
about it's a documentary about people jumping off the San Francisco Bridge.
Yeah,
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
And they all say exactly that. Like as soon as they're like falling down, they're survivors, and they're like as soon as it happens, you're like, this is
that's the thing is it's you know, and speaking from experience on this, and sadly, you know, he feels the same way, that we can kind of speak on experience on this kind of thing. You notice, like, as soon as you cross that threshold, like, this is the reason why I'm doing it. At least I was able to do that for myself, and realize, like, I'm being so fucking selfish right now because I just want to hurt a person. I want to do this because I want someone to hurt as bad as I do. So I'm doing this in that vein. I know that I still want to be here.
Yeah.
So, no, man, I'm so happy for you that you've made it this far. Seriously, that's incredible to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, that's
how does how does bipolar like affect you on the day to day? Is it day to day, or is it more like week to week, month to month type thing?
it's a monthly subscription.
With
You pay $15 a month.
With bipolar, that is probably more. That's something that I get triggered by, I guess.
It's like moment to moment.
Yeah, moment to moment. Anything that causes more stress or anything like that. And I'll have these deep lows and be very sad and feel like the world is out to get me. My friends aren't even my friends. Like just like everything. And then it's just like I just want to like die. Like
Do you get paranoid?
Luckily, no. I have done stuff like where I've gotten like like shopping a lot or whatever, and like just having those manic spurts, which are still kind of detrimental to your wallet and yourself.
Yeah.
But as long as you know kind of where you're at and where your boundaries are, you could have a good sense of where you're going. And a lot of people who have bipolar will end up going to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. I mean, and then to tie it back to the stigma with it, we all talk about Kanye, like, oh, Kanye is losing, he's out of his mind or whatever. Like, the dude's going through stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
It's got to be worse being so far in the public eye too.
yeah, being in the public eye and just like knowing that people are watching your literally your every move.
Yep.
I can't imagine.
And not only seeing it, but judging it extremely
He has like
harshly.
these huge grandiose ideas of being president. It's like,
Yeah.
Not
I don't know.
Not only that, but all of his religious ideals and stuff. And these things
True.
are extremely true to him as a person. And
Yeah.
the reality of it is he has an enormous following and the charisma and influence to do something about it. And like that's his outlet. But you're not allowed to make a mistake when you're there, or else you get crucified for it. And that. Fame is not something that I would wish on the world, because even the people that I know who I would consider even like remotely famous, that I know on a speaking level, even that's not fame like we see it. That's not celebrity status, but still it's completely alienating because people just look at you differently. They treat you differently. It's
They do.
bizarre.
They do.
It's
And
bizarre.
if you look at the people who are funny and who do take the time to like make everybody laugh
Yeah.
and be the person in that room, they're hurting a lot.
Oh,
Robin
God, yeah,
Williams, Jim Carrey, like these
every
dudes.
comedian ever.
A lot of the comedians are they're just sad, angry people.
Yes.
And it's their way of therapy. And I think it's great to have that outlet. It's great to have any outlet of doing art, talking, like having a podcast. It's great.
Yeah, well, I mean that was a big thing for me, is just break the stir crazy that I was feeling. you know? Luckily for me, after all the crap that I went through, it kind of put me in a similar stage where you are, where it's just like, let's take this whole mental health thing seriously. Let's understand what it is, and let's be one step ahead of it. And luckily for me, I'm rather fortunate with the things that I've got in my brain, that it's just, I need stimulants all the fucking time to be able to focus on anything.
Yeah.
And, the things that some people might find, obnoxious about me or whatever, that's something that thoroughly shapes my personality. And it's the same thing for you. You've always been one of the funniest people I've ever seen. And because of that exact thing that you said, is like, the best comics in the world, the people who feel the realest that touch you, that's because they're making light of such deep things. And it's really awesome to see, man. I'm just after hearing that, because before this I didn't know. I obviously knew to some extent because we're friends, but I've never heard it written out like that, and I can just say how happy I am that you're sitting here.
Thank you.
That's a fucking success story.
Yeah,
in
to
itself,
bounce
man.
off that, it just comes down to a feeling of being wanted, and when you make people laugh, like you feel wanted, and
God,
it's just like you get that. It's like
It's a human connection.
it's a human connection, and it's like a drug, and then it's just kind of like that sad clown type feel.
Yeah.
And I go through a lot of that, and trying to make people laugh, or even putting myself in situations that maybe embarrassing, or I would look kind of stupid or whatever.
But sometimes you just need that attention.
Yeah, but in the right way. You should do it in a way that
Yep.
isn't so isn't like Barbosa.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing that Jess and I realized early in our relationship is like that kind of toxic need for attention and stuff that's so apparent in so many relationships. We started this stupid little joke that we just say it all the time. Oh, it's because you hate me. Like it's that little tiny nudge of like, here, I need attention. I need the reassurance. I need the whatever. And we do it all the time. And it's this little tiny nugget, but that kind of
I do it
realization
all the time.
is something, because it's agreed on by the both of us and it's understood, it's not toxic in any way, that, when we're saying that kind of thing, it's just kind of like a knock on the door, like, hi, I need some love. Like, and it works well.
I do that a lot, and it goes back to even my infancy. I mean,
I'm sure.
when I was a kid, like even a baby, I was
No, baby.
a super mama's boy. I
Yeah.
was always in her arms. I would cry
your
if
mom's
she
awesome,
wasn't
dude.
in the room. But check this. She is awesome.
But
But-
there's a heavy butt coming. What?
Check.
Come on, dude. Don't talk about his mom's heavy butt.
But I think part of the reason why I am the way I am is because of my mom.
You think so? Yeah.
I
sure
was
it is.
on Prozac at the age of
Ooh,
5.
That's
Gotcha.
rough.
Yep.
So
I was
I-
on fucking Ritalin, and that's why I have heart problems, and I'm a fucking crazy person.
Yeah. So
Yep.
my mom's a nurse, so I think a lot of that is like, oh, poveda, Patrick. Like,
Right.
I mean, take care of him.
Yeah.
And I think she likes that.
Yeah.
course.
So I think she's like, oh, like he's anxious or whatever. And no doubt I was throwing up like before going to kindergarten, like
Yep.
every day, because like that was heavy.
And she's familiar with medicine, so
Yeah.
obviously that's the solution that
You
she's
feel
going
a
to
lot
lean
more
towards right
comfortable
away.
around
Yeah.
That's wild.
It
You
was-
5 years old.
Yeah. So, and then I've been on and off medication like ever since. And then when I was in the hospital, she would almost like question the doctors and nurses and say I didn't need to be there. And then my dad said I needed to be there. So it was like these two.
Conflicting sides.
And then
Conflicting
meanwhile,
things.
you're growing up with that torn ideology of your
Yeah.
parents' mind of like who you are,
My God.
because you're too young to have an idea of what you are at that point. And it's
Yeah.
like the one person I'm looking up to says I'm needing to be in a hospital. This other one says I'm totally fine.
And
so
that-
it's
And then
that's crazy.
when you're feeling that way, you just want to be told what to do.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
kept,
sure.
Want
I
a
kept
hug.
on
Give
asking my
guidance.
dad, I'm like, should I go to the hospital? And there was a point where he's like, shit or get off the pot. Like, go to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Like, he literally said that to
Good.
me. And
That's,
my mom was
Sometimes you need to hear it straight.
my mom was feeling more like she could have me at home and kind of weather the storm.
Yep.
And to a sense, maybe that could have worked, but like,
But it's also
I-
not fair
I-
for the both of you.
Yeah, I needed I needed something to offset what was going on, and that was going to the
Did
hospital.
he turn the camera?
It
Yeah,
unplugged,
we
I
lost
think.
it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right, hold on.
I can't switch it on my end.
That's okay. That's okay.
It came back. I had a heart attack every
Yeah.
time he went near that wire.
That was rough.
I didn't see that,
Fuck.
and that's good. I don't want to lose that camera.
Are,
Let's
are we still on right now?
yeah,
yeah, we
everything's
came
fine.
back.
So do you read books or anything like that?
No, I want to read more books about kind of dealing with
He
it.
just writes really deep poetry.
Yeah.
I do. I actually do.
I can imagine. Yeah. You're a
I
fucking
didn't even know that.
Intelligent person.
Yeah, I write a lot of sad poetry.
Dude, it fucking helps, man. Just
Yeah, for
having
sure.
an outlet for those kind of emotions is so necessary.
Yeah, and definitely like reading up on stuff helps too.
Yep.
But even to an extent with that, you may look at something and be like, "Oh, like what if I turn into that or whatever."
Yep.
So with reading any sort of literature, I guess just have that kind of basis of knowing that it's another person's opinion.
Yeah.
And like, yes, there are actual facts, but when it comes down to mental health, you got to listen to your inner self.
Yeah, you know you.
Yeah, for sure. I like to read books of philosophers who took the time to think their thoughts out completely. Because even though I think my thoughts fully through, I don't spend years writing them down and analyzing them.
Yep.
Where some of these people do. I found that to be beneficial just for my mental being.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you could do that really offsets your mood or makes you kind of get lost in anything, whether it's riding your bike, drawing. For me, it's photography.
Yep.
I use that as kind of my portal to just express myself artistically and emotionally.
Connects you with others too.
Yeah.
That's what I love so much about it.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing with our people are in our age group because there's a lot of pressure. I mean, in today's society
God,
with
yeah.
COVID, and then also holding a job and living, like if you're living at home or living by yourself.
living in general.
Yeah, just living in
Staying
general.
alive. There's so much pressure in fucking eating and breathing. God damn it.
There
Yeah, man.
really is sometimes, and it's okay to boil over.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
definitely, like as long as you're not hurting yourself or
Mm-hmm.
others.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So that's a really great segue into something that I wanted to talk to you about, because it's another thing that we have in common a lot is photography. You know,
Oh,
because
yeah, I love
now
photography.
I've loved watching your kind of growth into
Thank
you know
you.
what you do. So, you know, from I'm gonna let you introduce it as how you see it, and then I'll see it as I see it, because I love what you do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I took more of a journalistic approach
Mm-hmm.
at first. I was doing the portraits of of like families during quarantine.
Yep.
And then the more I was doing that, I'm like, I want to kind of have an artistic flair with it. I want to feel like it's more so art.
Yeah.
And so I started shooting differently and looking at things differently. And that's what I love about photography. It's just the narrative you want to convey. You could do it in whatever way.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite times shooting was actually at the Black Lives Matter in Asbury Park, because so much shit was happening. And I was just like there in it. And there's certain ways that you could just evoke, is it evoke?
Yeah.
Evoke a certain emotion out of
Yes.
somebody.
Yeah.
And if you could do that with your art, that's great. But I guess the kicker with it is, even if you don't do that with your art and you're doing it and you're happy with it,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important thing about art is just making it, and then if nobody else sees it, it's fine.
Yeah,
you
it's
you
whatever.
did something, you created it. That's it.
If taking a picture in the sepia tone of an empty lawn chair makes you happy,
Hell yes.
there can't be enough of those. We need
Absolutely.
more of those pictures.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I do too. Is like not take pictures of empty lunches. No, but I'll like print out my work and I'll hang it up
Oh, that's good.
in like
yeah.
my I'll do it in different mediums,
Yeah.
like coasters, whatever.
It's fun.
And I think that artists should just be okay with having things for themselves, like as selfish as that might
Yeah.
sound.
It's okay to take more pride in it.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's this weird, goofy world that we live in right now, where we're not allowed to pat ourselves on the back.
It's kind of what this whole podcast is about.
Yeah, actually, yes. Like, legitimately, it is. That's the
Yeah.
exact thought that sparked this interest for me, is wanting to bring people on because of that specifically. Me as an artist, even though I'm surrounded by my peers who are constantly, patting me on the back, like it's hard for me to look at myself as like, okay, I am extremely talented in what I do. I am a very good, well accomplished designer. Like that's hard. That's something that I have to like put the words out to say and then fucking spell them out, because if
I hate
I'm
it.
speaking honestly about myself, it's like month to month, I hate the work that I did the month prior.
know,
which
that-
is
yeah.
which says a lot for me as a designer, because it means that I'm growing rapidly still,
Yeah.
which is excellent.
I think that's a big thing as an artist, or just doing anything in general. It's
Yeah.
just like you constantly match yourself up.
God,
And
yeah.
I do that with photographers all the
Yeah.
time. I'm like, oh my God, their stuff is so good.
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm like, I'm terrible. Just
You're
like
gonna
I
be
need to stop.
terrible until you're not,
Yeah.
and then when you're not, you're still gonna think you're terrible.
Yeah, it's just always this constant like want to kind of be on a different caliber when you're all that is just a different mindset.
I'm not an artist at all, but if you let me talk about my
artist to me.
my whole thing is I've tried to limit negative self-talk. But if you let me talk about myself for more than 3 sentences, I'm eventually just gonna shit on myself.
Something's gonna be negative.
Yeah,
I got so sick of that. I was texting him every day for a fucking month to try to make him smile, and it only kind of worked, dickhead. But yeah, man, like just the pursuit of something creative, regardless of the medium. I work with people who knit. I work with people who make quilts. I work with people who paint and do all kinds of shit. And there are some of those people that are they're not good at it, but they fucking love it, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
And also
Be
on the
proud.
other side of it, it's like there's a woman who I work with that makes quilts, and And the quilts that she makes are fucking incredible because every piece of the thing is she's cutting and she's sewing, and it takes her for fucking ever. But the finished product is absolutely jaw-dropping. It's fucking phenomenal. I'm like, I never thought I'd be wowed by a blanket, but holy shit,
Yeah.
your blanket is fucking
It's
sick.
impressive.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
a nice blanket.
It's so cool. And one thing that I could tell you from artist to artist is the best thing that you can do, instead of kind of looking at other designers as like oh man, I want to be there, how could I do that, they're so much better than me, is look at them as like, these are fields that they're better than me at. Let me like use them as a case study, and then use that to better myself. Every single person that I work with, whether they're my senior or they're not, and these days for me it's more the latter now, but it's like even the people that I'm working with that aren't at my level creatively are better than me at something else, like project management or organization or whatever it is. And then I'm learning things on a daily basis from straight up just regular designers fresh off the press.
Sometimes
You
getting
fucking learn
better
constantly.
sometimes just getting better at your craft means to be around people who are constantly pushing themselves to be better at their craft.
Totally.
It doesn't have to be
It's a team
directly
effort,
of you
man.
working on it. It could just be just being inspired by someone's work ethic.
Yep, absolutely. Oh my God. There's a girl on my team who we just we throw everything at, because everyone's just up to here constantly, and she's just hungry for more work constantly. And it's been like such a fun thing to watch her grow, because when she came on, she was extremely green, and it was kind of like is she gonna make this role work? And it was kind of rocky at first, but like now she's a super imperative part of our team because she's so fucking kick-ass, and she's just like, if there's something that needs to get done, you let me know and I'm gonna get it done. And she's hungry for that, and the desire is there, and it's so fucking cool to see someone else grow. And then when someone has that passion, they have that desire to build and grow and push themselves, everyone around them wants to push them higher too.
Yeah, even when you don't, I think a lot of every artist should have a plateau moment of what the hell am I doing
natural,
now?
dude.
And wanting to quit. And once you
kidding
get
me?
over
Every
that,
day.
once you get over that hump, it's just like you start to understand yourself more. You start to understand your art more, or whatever you're doing. And I think plateauing is something that I've dealt with in photography. I've dealt with it in playing drums. Drums, I plateaued and I stayed on there.
Me too. I haven't started yet.
But that is what it is.
my
Like
plateau.
you'll find something else. There will be a trade-off, I feel like.
I had my first bad day in skateboarding the other day. I started skating again not too long ago because Eve was into it. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a cool dad and learn to skate. And the other day was the first day that I went out. I go out and I skate on my lunch break. So I was out here and I was skating and I didn't land a fucking thing. And I mean, landing a thing is like either a fucking shove it or an ollie over an object. And I was like trying to ollie over bricks and I just couldn't fucking do it.
Dude.
And I was just like, I went inside so frustrated because every day I'd gotten progressively better. And then I was seeing good progress.
Yeah.
You know? I was skating for like 2 weeks and I was like, cool, I can fucking ollie. I'm feeling confident on my board. I was longboarding my whole life, but I was never ever on a skateboard.
Yeah.
But I had that day and I was like, fuck, man. And I came in, I was texting my friends like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why is this happening? They're like, get used to it, bitch. It fucking happens.
Yeah, it's like having a bad day or a good day. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so one of the things that I've settled on in my mind is that unearned comfort is the enemy. So
What do you mean by unearned
so in my situation, it was living at home.
Yes. Fair.
Working, but living at home, not paying any bills, not pushing myself to go further. And I was living in a nice house because it was my mom's house. I had a great bed, had a clean
Best
kitchen.
mom
You know what
ever.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And then I got complacent and I wasn't growing, and so that's what I mean by the enemy. Because then my mind would eat away at myself because I was I was comfortable. I wasn't doing anything to distract myself, and I didn't feel like I deserved anything.
From where you were then to where you are now, you're a completely different
Yeah,
human being.
absolutely.
And I'm sure you see that in yourself, but seeing it from my standpoint, because luckily I was fortunate enough to be with you on the dark spooky times that you had gone through
Yeah.
yourself, you know, who you are now to who you are then are a completely different person.
Big
Right.
ups.
That's
Big
amazing.
up, big up.
dude.
But yeah, dude, I think the struggle builds character, and the
Fuck yeah,
struggle
dude.
builds.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the inspiration. Like if you're in a dark place and you're struggling, I think what comes out the other end is always going to be like inspiring. Like whether it's art, whether it's self growth, if it's just anything.
Yeah, man. As long as you take that journey in a healthy way, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the most beautiful things in the world usually come from the darkest places.
Yeah.
Sweet. What are you sad about?
Yeah, dude.
Come on, Dino.
Oh,
Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
know. I was just watching Bosa walk around.
That's fine. Cheap shit.
Andrew's like, I'm
Does-
sad because
I'm
I'm
not.
too good at drums.
Go on.
So sad because I got a beard.
Yeah. My beard's
Oh,
too
hi.
great.
Hi, dog.
Beard's
Gets caught
weird.
in it all the time.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. Well, good shit, man. I'm really happy to hear that, and I'm glad that we're having a conversation like this because this is the type of this is the kind of like why I created a platform like this to talk about stuff like this. So I'm happy that we're able to talk about that, and I'm really proud of you
Yeah.
for
Thank you for having
taking
me.
the steps that you did for getting here.
Yeah, thanks for being so open about it too.
Yeah.
It's just not easy to talk about.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing I could stress with people is like, it's okay to talk to people.
Imagine if
So-
you came on here and started talking. We're like, ah, you fucking idiot.
You fucking
Fucking
stupid
idiot.
gaylord.
You sad boy.
You sad boy. So AJM Dowling says, I'm sad because 11-year-old kids keep kicking my ass in COD.
Damn.
Pussy.
Right? That's
Who-
because you
who's
suck.
that?
Get good.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Andrew Dowling?
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah.
Is he really playing Call of Duty?
Yeah.
We've been
Chris
playing,
started
yeah.
getting into it, so now they're all going
Bruh.
to get into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yep. It's
I love those guys.
I know.
Shout out to the Dowlings.
Hell yeah.
Shouts out to Alan.
They
ABC.
have the biggest impact
ABC
on my
and
life.
then mom and dad too.
Yeah,
And dog. Fucking incredible.
Frankie. Stank Tank.
Stank.
yeah.
Yeah. Good man. Good. Hey, why don't you show us that spider joke because that was great.
All right. It's like,
I'm building
So-
this up way more than
Yeah,
it should,
it's
but
really
it-
not
it
that
made-
funny.
It made me laugh.
so
love
I
it.
just like kind of throughout the week write down shit that comes into my head, and they're usually like silly, stupid things.
So here's a little bit of backstory on Lou and how his brain works. He just gets these jokes that he finds are hilarious, which are typically not very funny, and he puts them on Twitter, and then he screenshots his own jokes and sends them to me. Like, look how funny I am.
That sounds like my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
I do that too, though. So apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yep. Let's hear it.
So the first one I wrote down was, if you're an Eagle Scout, you probably never felt a titty. I thought that was pretty funny.
Hold on, wait, pause.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Andrew was an Eagle Scout.
No,
Or
an
is-
Eagle Scout?
No,
pretty
he's not.
sure.
He's not.
Oh, he
Eagles-
didn't make
no,
it?
Maybe-
Eagle
maybe not.
Eagle takes
I
a while
thought
to
he
get
did.
to.
Gary Bethay was, and he dated my sister, and I'm sure
Oh.
he thought, yeah, I don't want
remember
to
that
talk
guy.
about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
we
It
don't
was
have to.
crazy.
And
But-
then
but he
the
can-
second
he
part
ties
of
some
that
knots.
is you finally passed being an Eagle Scout when you could hold a conversation with someone with a lot of eye contact.
That's funny.
Yeah, all right.
That's funny.
It's harder than tying knots, man.
Making fun of myself, I said I'm really shy sexually, but I'm super into BDSM. So for now, it's just my knees being dominated by gravity because I'm fat.
That's good.
Yeah.
Should do stand up, man.
Yeah,
I've
we'll
been
see.
telling him that forever, dude. He's a big pussy and he
Yeah,
won't
I'm
do
a big
it.
pussy. Italian World War II weapons were just pizza cutters and frozen meatballs. And then this is the one that Vinny likes. It's how do spiders have a limited amounts of webs inside them?
I just love
How
the
does that
idea.
happen? Like, do they run out of web eventually?
Yes. Yes, they absolutely do.
Do
I
they?
got,
They got to go to Home Depot.
they got a resupply.
But
Gotta
like,
charge it.
so they do carry a lot of web in them, though.
I mean,
'Cause-
yeah, when you come to but it's not like it's thick. It's
thick.
extremely fine.
Yeah, I mean Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 1.
Right.
You could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could hold a person's body weight.
Yeah.
Could hold up trucks.
True.
Yeah, trains.
Yeah, he stopped a train with that
Subways.
shit.
Spider-Man's my favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Tom Holland. He does all the stunts.
I would say Tom Holland because I feel like he makes the most sense. Like he's so similar to the comic
Peter
book version of
Parker
him. Like
and-
I love that. So I would definitely go with that. But like the original, fucking.
I like
Tobey Maguire?
Oh,
No,
it's-
dude,
it's-
that one, the third one, was terrible.
Yes,
I
they're-
saw
they're
that
all
in
bad,
theaters. I'm like, can you
Yeah.
give it back? Can you
Yeah,
give me
it's-
my time back? The second one was good.
And then didn't the handsome guy have a movie or something? I don't think I've ever seen that.
Andrew Garfield.
One. Yeah. Didn't he have? How was that? How
Yeah,
was-
I
I
didn't
never
really
watched
see
movies,
that.
man.
I never watch like superhero movies. The
Mm.
only ones I really like are Batman, just because I like the story. I saw Joker because I'm like a movie
like
buff,
a
and
version
that
of myself.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it feels like. And
Yeah.
another thing with that is that movie took a big narrative with mental health, and it
and I
was
fucks with that.
and I
Yeah.
fucks with that heavy.
Nice.
My favorite superhero movie is Mystery Men.
Bro,
Fuck yeah.
sorry, I got loud.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I've never heard of it.
Oh my!
You never heard of
God.
Mystery
It's
Man?
I
great.
have not.
Holy
Dude,
shit.
when it comes to movies, there's a lot of them that I'm like, oh
It's an amazing movie.
yeah.
All-star cast too.
Captain Amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great movie.
The
But-
Incredibles is the best superhero movie. by the
Never
way.
saw it.
She got a fat old ass.
Yeah, she
Bro,
does.
Pixar.
Pixar want to put fat asses.
Every
on
mom is
bitches.
just built like that.
Dumb.
I heard Soul was really good.
I haven't seen.
I heard it was
but-
weird. Like it's
Yeah.
like
I just
this
wanna see
isn't for kids, per usual.
Yeah.
This one's gonna make all men cry.
Dude, I cry ever since I had kids. My girls are like looking at me like, "Dad, are you crying?" I'm like, "Fucking no, no."
No, just like 2
Every-
minutes into Up, and you're already. I'm like,
Oh,
Every
that's a rough one, man.
dude, every fucking movie, especially if
up.
there's kids involved, I'm
Yeah.
fucked. I'm
dude,
doomed.
I'm
like
done.
I can't.
Yeah,
I
Toy
can't
Story
handle
3, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
when he goes to take the Woody back, I'm like,
it. Dude, for me, it's more the music. Like music just makes
Oh,
me
yeah, I
fucking
love it.
sob like a baby. So it's like if you're in this emotional thing and then you just hear that score and I'm just leaning back, just in over here, and I'm just not.
be strong.
Just sobbing, dude.
dude,
Oh,
I've there's been
hot
times
tears down my face.
where I've watched like shorts on like Netflix.
Yep.
And I just sobbing.
Did you see the one where the dad's hanging off from the mountain? It's like a second studio Pixar short. It's so good. It's crazy, actually.
Like those will tug at your heartstrings. Man.
Yes, they will.
But then you got the good ones, the shorts that were in before. Was it A Bug's Life with the old man playing chess
Yeah.
with himself?
I remember
of
that,
course.
yeah.
I love that. Man.
My
Shout out to
favorite-
Bug's Life.
Yeah,
Word.
big time.
My
Big ups,
favorite
Buck
is the
Big ups, Bug Life.
is the little fat circle bird and then the big bird on the wire and he's plucking at his toes.
Oh, yeah, that's
cool.
Oh
yeah.
shit,
I
that
forgot
makes me
about
laugh
that one.
every fucking time.
Yeah,
Bing! He goes flying up. His feathers are still right there.
I love that shit.
So good.
Yo, you know what pisses me off though? My
Birds?
mom. No. My mom said like Pixar artists. She's like, that's not artists. They're engineers.
Fuck you.
Yeah, she's dumb.
And then I smacked her and I threw her dinner on the floor.
Rightfully so. You acted
my-
accordingly.
My uncle was the lead animator for Pixar. And
What's his name?
I'm not gonna DDoS my boy,
Fine.
but I can tell you offline.
Just Google it.
Right.
Well, I
It's
mean, well, it
probably
was it,
above
it was
fact
it was
check
at a
it.
time. You can just search that, and there's gonna be a list of people you want to know.
No, I'm just messing with you.
But
Walt Disney.
yeah, his name was Walter Disney, and that's for Disney nerd. I was at the end of high school. I was choosing whether to join the military. I was going to go into the Marines and become a pilot, so I can get my pilot's license. That's what I wanted to do. And then my uncle was like, "Hey, you can also come out to California, and then you can work under me as however you do through animation, doing that." Because my whole life I wanted to be an animator. I was like, "Fuck!" And then I decided to go a third route and get my ex pregnant instead.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Tell him what he's won.
2 children and a divorce. Feels good.
And a lot of mixed emotions.
Shit, I wouldn't change it.
I think there is something to
I
be
wouldn't
said
change it.
about regular storyboard art, like regular, like the Snow Whites and everything like
It's
that.
different art. Man.
There, yeah, it is. But yeah, it's like comparing two different things.
Yeah, it's just a different medium. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do motion graphics on a daily basis now, and that's something that I'm really lucky to have like pushed that something that I could do, and it's completely different from anything static, and it takes a completely different mind. I've worked with such extremely strong designers who, when it comes to animating, they'd fall flat on their face because it's completely different.
It's different.
It's completely different, and it doesn't matter if it's 3D. It doesn't matter if it's 2D. It doesn't matter if it's fucking traditional or a scrapbook. It is fucking art to a T.
Yeah.
A T.
Yeah.
It is the definition, man.
Yeah, I love movies, man.
Yeah, I wish I got more enjoyment out of them.
Oh,
like,
dude,
I would say
I
like
do
halfway
too.
through a movie, my first thought was like, I wish I was playing a video game right now.
Like
I
at home,
wish I could control this.
Yeah.
at home, like IMDb is always a thing
Yeah.
in my home because we're like, who was that? What was he in?
We're gonna watch his movie.
Who's that?
Who's this Sheila
And then
LaBeouf guy?
I literally look up trivia and I start reading it off like anybody cares about the movie.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, this scene was improv.
That's fun.
I'm
There's
just like
a,
talking throughout the movie.
That's actually pretty sick. There's a that is actually pretty sick. I'm not just making, okay. There's a
Dude,
podcast
that
called
was so
Doug Loves
cool.
Movies. That's really good. You probably would
Yeah?
enjoy
I
it.
gotta check it out.
It's like a movie trivia podcast. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Doug Benson.
I love Shia LaBeouf and his movie Peanut
Yeah,
Butter
we
Falcon.
we were
I heard about that.
yeah we were
it's
talking
meant to
about
watch
him.
it.
He's
So
going
good.
through some
I believe
stuff.
I own it.
It's having a hard
What is
time.
it?
I believe Peanut Butter Falcon.
What's that about?
Oh, I
think
want to
saw
see that.
It's very good.
That's like
I've seen it
because
like 8 times.
my brother's special needs, and
Yeah,
I
he
see
is.
Rain. What the fuck does that mean?
'Cause he's fantastic.
Jesus, Vin.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't mean that as like a.
What's his
Yeah,
situation?
Yeah, I meant that
Woo!
like he's fantastic as a human.
What's your brother's situation?
So he's more cognitively on, I guess, what age he would be at. Probably like a 9-year-old or something like
Okay.
that. His motor skills are off. But he's just a gavone, and he looks like my older brother. And he just
fantastic.
He
like,
got big, man.
dude, that boy is thick with
Tall
3
as
C's.
fuck too.
And tall. And that dude has a beard like
Yeah, he does.
bigger than me. And
Damn, I'm jealous.
yeah. So I look at our relationship. Have you ever seen Rain Man? Rain Man's a good
Yeah.
one.
Never
like
watched
I'm
it.
Tom Cruise and he's like Dustin Hoffman. And like we just constantly go through life like that. Or What's Eating Gilbert Grape is another.
You would absolutely love that movie because it's a movie that specifically is about like, you know, yes you have special needs, but there's nothing like special about you. Like you're human and you have your own things, you have your own desires, and that's not something that's gonna stop you from getting somewhere. Instead, we just have to go a longer route to
I
get
love
you there.
it. And
Dude, you're gonna love that.
Special
movie.
needs kids, like they'll fucking tell it how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Like, they will tell you. You'll be like, yo, do I look ugly? They'll be like, yeah.
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 They'll be like,
Thank you.
do you like this person? Like, no.
No.
Like, do you want to talk to them? No.
Yeah.
Like in front of them. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While not looking at them.
Yeah. You're like, oh, that's fantastic.
Like, it's just great. I mean, and I think having him as my brother also gives me an understanding just in life in general. And I think that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
check that movie out.
I've always admired your relationship with him because you sadly see so many relationships within families that are like that, and it's just
Well,
completely alienated.
Yeah, well, it was hard when I was
Supposed to be-
growing up.
must
I,
be
I-
brutal.
I put that motherfucker through the ringer, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knocked his ass around. Like I wanted the attention. He was the
Yep.
baby boy that was like getting the special attention and everything like that. And I took it like a middle child, and it was
Yeah.
just amplified because he is special needs.
Yeah.
But luckily now we have a good
I was gonna
relationship.
say, it looks like you guys have a great
Yeah,
relationship.
and we could just make jokes wherever. He
Yeah.
loves video games.
Mm-hmm.
What game's he playing?
Dude, I don't know. Like whenever I go in his room, he turns it off.
Aw.
He's
Yeah.
playing some dating sims, some hentai
Dude,
shit.
I don't know.
My man.
Yeah, probably.
Good.
Yo, he
That's
loves WWE, and he's got a calendar of all the the superstar, like the
Hell yeah.
girls.
That's pretty sick.
lady.
The divas.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, boy.
Yeah, he's a bro.
Get
yeah.
it?
That's what's up, dude.
Makes you gotta just appreciate life.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Divas.
WWE just totally. Every time I watch WWE, I just leave. I go, oh,
Yeah.
life's good, man.
Yeah.
Life's good.
Dude, I used to be that. Used to be like that. Like
yeah,
I had all the action figures.
Yes.
I had
Yes.
everything, man. It was
Stone
great.
Cold Steve
Yeah.
Austin,
Well,
Undertaker,
exactly.
Kane.
We also lived through the best version
Yes.
of the WWF at the time.
Yes, WWF.
That Attitude Era.
we
Everybody
s-
watched that shit.
Every fucking time we are here, we end up circling back to it. And every single time
We
I go,
do come bring
I
up
have
wrestlers.
I have a picture on my fridge of me in an MWO t-shirt. But I do. It's up there.
That's funny.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
MWO.
Fuck
I
No.
suggest
X
people
Factor,
watching
sorry.
or watching
Hulk
later
Hogan.
go to a backyard wrestling
Yes.
match
Yeah.
Ooh.
because
Yeah.
they.
I've never been.
Oh,
it
so
is
Well, that's-
insane.
Yo, me and him have
Super
spent
intense.
so much
did you say
time.
that your brother's into wrestling?
Yes.
Then you guys need to watch that movie together because the whole thing,
I
Peanut
know.
Butter Falcon,
I know.
is him.
I wanted
yeah.
to watch it with him. I
I
need
want to watch it with you guys
because I
just-
wanted to watch it with him.
I just
So,
want to
like,
watch
yeah.
that movie again. I've seen that movie like 6 times, and every time I fucking
Yeah,
love it.
Shia
I feel
LaBeouf.
like I
Love it,
saw
love
it. I don't remember. I might have to revisit. I feel like I saw it, but I'm not positive.
You may have watched it here.
No.
Not yet.
I'm not friends with
Is
you.
it
You
on-
may have watched
Is it on Netflix?
No,
I didn't watch it yet.
because I definitely watched it here with people. Oh no, it was me and Joe Ricca.
I
Joel.
gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, me and my brother will watch movies, and like he's a big movie buff too,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just like sit and chill. Like we watched Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh,
together.
that movie's so
Like neither of us talked, and we were just like,
in it.
I watched that one.
yeah, we were just in it. It was great.
That's awesome. Have you seen what is that Bollywood movie we saw, Jess? Okay, the one.
Welcome to Bollywood.
No, it was
Bollywood Undead.
I heard of that.
it was the hotel one.
Oh, Hotel.
The Shining.
No,
Blowanda.
we did there.
The Grand Budapest.
Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah.
What? That wasn't a Bollywood movie.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
just because
listen.
not every Indian
No.
movie is Bollywood.
So I know that. No, listen to me. I know that.
Oh,
very,
Kamal
very well.
Nanjiani, he's my favorite Bollywood actor.
I wanted to. I was trying to make a connection between that and Bollywood. I didn't actually mean to call it a Bollywood film.
Wes
It's not
Anderson is a
film.
Bollywood director.
You know what my favorite Bollywood movie is? Aladdin.
Yeah. no, because what I was going to say, and I guess why that fucking slipped, is I was going to say that movie actually got me interested in Bollywood
I
stuff.
didn't like that Grand Budapest.
Really, I love the pacing.
I love Wes
Because I'm
Anderson
fucking-
because like he's like an OCD like dream because he just like you could cut his screen in the middle and it would just be like perfectly equal. Just like all the movies he does, like Moonrise
His
Kingdom,
cinematography is incredible.
Isle of Dogs, like just Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Fox, whatever. Yeah, it's just like visually pleasing to look at.
Yeah, he's an incredible cinematographer.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. That's something that's crazy. I'm actually really excited right now because we just hired 2 people on my design team who are video people, and we just got these crazy fucking cameras. Now I'm like learning real video from like a film perspective. Like they got
that's dope.
like kitted out Ursa minis and like on fucking crazy stuff, and I'm like, this thing costs more than my car.
I know.
What the
Once you
fuck?
start looking into it, you see 1917.
Yeah, it's sick.
Bruh. That is just on some different stuff because it's like a continuous shot.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a one shot.
Wait, is that 19? Is
The
that
World War One movie,
No, I haven't seen it.
dude, watch
It's
it
it's really good.
because you,
I love
like
war.
cinematography.
Yeah, I love Netflix too.
It's Roger Deakins. Roger Deakins does a lot of look into him. He's awesome stuff, and just because they constantly had to keep shooting.
Yeah.
Like there was no time to like mess up, so they keep going and going and going, and just how they operated the camera differently and everything like that's so cool.
When they're in the bunker.
Yeah.
There is a samurai flick that's coming out that's shot the same way.
The first Samurai.
No, The Last Samurai. Stupid ass bitch.
That was a good movie.
But I actually just saw a thing about it on Reddit, I think like yesterday or the day before, and people were like trashing it. They were like, "Oh my god, like these are people who are trying to like catch on to that." So it's funny that you're saying that.
Yeah.
But like they're trying to do that thing, though, the one continuous thing.
Yeah.
They're like, the whole thing feels incredibly choreographed and like skin deep. With
I think you got to do it
Properly.
like tastefully. Somebody who did it well is Martin Scorsese. If you ever see Goodfellas,
God, that fucking
actually
movie.
trivia to this: when they walk into the restaurant, they couldn't go through the front because the club was open that night. So Martin Scorsese, like, they were all like, "What are we gonna do?" And Martin Scorsese's like, "You know what? We'll have it a continuous shot going through the kitchen,
Yep.
going through everything else, through the hallway, and you feel like you're behind them."
Yep.
And it's like, I love that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Man. I
Yeah,
must have
me
seen
too.
it someday because like that movie specifically brings me like back to my roots. Like that's my old like uncles and stuff hanging out when I was growing up. Like that's what it felt like, and I fucking
Yeah,
love
Scorsese's just on some different stuff.
that. God, he's incredible.
Yeah,
Just those, I love those mobster movies, man.
yeah. And then,
It's okay.
fucked
It's
up.
staying there.
there it is.
Gone.
Another director I like, Paul Thomas Anderson. He did There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights is great.
What else did he do? Punch Drunk Love.
I don't know that. What
Don't know if I've seen it.
That was with Adam Sandler, and he played. It's like a serious, like
He's
kind
so
of.
good as a serious actor.
Uncut Gems, anyone?
No, I didn't fuck with
I don't
it.
know. I know Click
I
made
liked
me
it.
cry really hard.
Which one?
Click?
Yeah.
Spanglish.
Click was mean.
Punch Drunk Love. He plays like this just neurotic, like worried guy, and he pulls it off, man. It's
Yeah.
it is crazy. NYU graduate. See, more trivia.
There you
Wow.
go. He should be IMDb's spokesman, dude. People
No,
just
that
bring
that's Will. What's
Will Alston.
Will Alston.
him. Oh my God, Will Austin.
Mr. IMDb. His nickname was really Mr. IMDb.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Shout out
Well,
to
he was.
Will
Yeah,
Alston.
he was a huge film buff, wasn't he?
Yeah, me and him would play the movie game or whatever,
Yeah.
and he would just kill it. Like,
That's incredible. There are people out there that are just they live for that shit.
it's just like when you're passionate about something, and you just like.
Did he pursue a career in that?
I don't think so. Like, he actually became a coach in
My man.
Oh, that
Mattawan
makes
for
sense.
track.
Well,
I
he was-
see him running sometimes
Yeah.
too. So
I was gonna say he's probably still just running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I
He just
think-
hasn't stopped.
I-
He's just muscles on muscles, just fucking going. Ah, Will Austin. We need to get Will Austin on here.
That
I
would
would
be- that-
love to sit down with Will Austin.
that would be good.
That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
he would talk
Fucking
about
love
movies,
him
man.
so much. I have nothing but fantastic memories of him.
Yeah, that whole
Complete angel of a human being.
Yeah, good people.
Jesus Christ. His sister was fucking cool too, dude. Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
She was awesome.
His brother's a cop now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. I feel like it's maybe in Jersey.
Did I know he had a brother?
I didn't.
Now you do.
Yeah, I don't think I knew he had a brother.
Oh, what is his name?
What did I just forget?
Because he's younger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I do know that this child now man exists.
It's Megan.
Just my exists. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
good to be friends with cops, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not friends with too many. Actually,
Me either.
yeah, not anymore. When I was rock climbing, my like rock climbing click.
Oh, I forgot about that.
What, rock climbing?
No, I forgot you rocked climbed.
Rocked climbed. Yes, I
Whatever.
loved it.
One rock.
I fucked out, dude. I was
Got
going
it.
ham for it until I pulled a tendon in my hand. And that
what
was
they all
that was
say.
like
Yeah.
over how long ago was that, babe? Year
a while
and a
ago,
half
yeah.
ago. It was a long time ago.
It was.
But when I did, like, I still have to, like, if I'm cooking, I still have to like support my hand with the other one because otherwise it feels like it's gonna tweak you.
Maybe you should lift a weight once in your life.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid idiot butthead.
Yeah,
I don't even know
bro.
what you're
I
talking
climb so
about.
hard. I
Yeah.
grip stuff.
I
I'm
love,
kidding,
dude.
I don't.
Climbing is like one of the best things in the world
like
because
climbing-
it's a fucking
I
puzzle,
like
but
climbing
it's physical.
trees, but
Yeah, dude, climbing trees is.
I was
fucking
never a
shit.
good climber.
I never cared for climbing.
No.
Yeah.
what'd you care for, Donardo? What was
No.
your what was your thing?
Nah, drums,
No,
music.
no. Before that,
What?
you would run away from your
Before
mom a
climbing?
lot. You said
Yeah, I did.
that was like
That's
Yeah.
your
pretty cool.
favorite pastime.
When I was a kid, I would just wander away, and then I would start falling. So, what I remember doing when we would walk through stores
So,
and shit,
I got into a
I would
substrate.
watch my mom's hand as I walked. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you're my mom. I follow your hand, right?
Yeah.
So then I would get distracted and see other people's hands,
Yeah.
and then just follow their hand, and then look up and be like, oh, you're not
Dude,
my mom.
I used to do exactly that, but I would like go as far as putting my head like on the like side of some other person that I didn't know.
Oh, I never
Oh,
did that.
dude,
Yeah.
That's
that
good.
happened to my brother. So we were in Ocean City, and we were on the boardwalk, and he makes his way to the like parking lot, and my mom's freaking out naturally, like crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, like, you want to go on some rides or like?
Sweet, Mom.
I was like younger, and
Yeah.
What are we
this is
doing here?
when- And then luckily, this guy came, and he was holding my brother's hand. And then my mom saw him, and she's like, "Oh, Liam!" And then he pulled him back, and he said, "Wait, how do you know him?" And like he made sure
Good.
like it wasn't.
Amazing.
So I thought that was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that
that's
guy's a hero.
Super fucking cool. God, you gotta love good dads, man. Gotta fucking love good dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin Keith ran away when we were vacationing in LBI.
Is it because his name is Keith?
No,
I'd
but-
run
God
away.
damn you, parents.
but no,
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Keith, I have a cousin Keith.
he's
Yeah.
my baby. I love him so much.
Shout out
But,
Keith.
but he,
Shout out Kimmy.
yeah. This is podcast number 2. You talked about Kimmy.
I
First one was
I was
about
in love
sex
with her,
stories.
man.
Good to watch.
Good chill.
What do you mean was?
Still am.
Yeah.
Kimmy, love you, baby.
But he ran away to some board shop, and then
Somewhat.
like,
just-
like a board shop, like a
Although you
surfboard
said
shop.
my head was other elsewhere, so I thought it was another word.
Porn shop.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to do that. Yes. Yeah, and then he was in this little gated section underneath this board shop that was on
Pretty
on
cool
the
place to
island.
run away to.
Well,
just saying.
it was like right down the street. Like 'cause we would go to the exact same place every summer. So it was like right down there, and we were fucking going crazy on the island trying to find it. Eventually, I did find him, and he was like waxing a board. I'm like, "Did you get a fucking job here? You're like 6." He's like, "Oh no, it was just wax, and there was a board."
Nah, man, Mr. Miyagi was here. He
was just
dipped
hanging.
out. He was just telling
He was
me
just
how to
hanging,
do
yeah.
stuff.
Ended up bringing him back, saved that man's life. No, but
That's
he's
good.
my cousin is bipolar as well. So that was like before he got
yeah.
his shit together.
I went to a therapist recently, and he tried to tell me that I might be bipolar.
Mm.
But the way that he described it, I was like, I don't think I'm bipolar.
I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
I think he was
I was
very-
misdiagnosed with it because I am not bipolar.
Yeah, I don't think I am either. But he was like trying to convince me, like he was saying like my grandiose ideas are like planning a road trip and it not happening, and I get sad about it. I'm like, sure.
That sounds pretty human to me.
I was like, sure, but I've also like planned big road trips before they worked, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's like this one in particular, I just
Yeah.
wanted to go on it. didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's what you got to be careful with
Yep.
finding a therapist. Is just like finding medication. It's
Yes.
trial and error, and what's comfortable with you. And if they're meshing well with you, and what they're saying is resonating with you,
Yep.
I had a guy. He was pulling some Freud shit where he was like, "Do you find your mom attractive?" I'm
Ooh.
like,
Can we
"Dude."
not?
He was like unbuckling his belt, and I'm like, "Stop!" And no,
Okay, can you
Jesus Christ.
can you give this a taste? Let me know what it
Yeah,
tastes like.
that was some exposure therapy.
Yeah.
No, but he was.
Does your
talking
wiener
about,
feel weird if I touch it here?
Let me hypnotize you in my shower.
Jesus.
in my shower. Yeah, dude.
I don't know why.
You know, there's a fine line between like take this medication to fix you or take this medication to help you, and that's like where I felt people were good.
And that's what sucks with certain psychiatrists too. Is some of those people, they're in the back pocket of
Oh,
a
yeah. Oh,
pharmaceutical
Yeah,
company.
they're in it for money,
and
man.
they're pushing it. And the best psychiatrist, the best psychologist, will put your needs first.
Oh yeah.
and let you know what's what.
Yeah,
And they
for sure.
like try and not have anything be in the dark.
The therapist is like, so you find your mom hot? He sparks up a cigarette. He's like, she's looking pretty good.
She's fucking hot. Have you seen Mary Jane? Shit.
Have you seen my mom?
Shit.
You want to hit this?
Shout out to Mary Jane.
Trust like a pencil.
Like, sir, I'm 7.
Lou, I'm gonna start dating your mom just so I could be your stepdad.
Yo, would date my mom so she could just stop being sad.
Just give her
That's
love,
so
dude,
much-
please.
I'll date all the moms.
Dude, my mom
Stay away
literally,
from my mom.
literally.
Hey,
Keep
want to know
your hands
something
off.
fun about your mom and me? That's a weird thing. I still wear Old Spice deodorant because she one time said that it was the deodorant that her father wore.
Yo,
and she
wear
loved
it.
that
Yo,
about
wear
me.
it and just be like, yo, what's good, babe?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Hey.
do that.
Hey, do it.
I'm spoken for.
Hey, yo,
okay?
moms, remember when you told me I reminded you of your dad?
Yeah, I still smell like that because for some reason that's a
Bruh.
memory I hold on to.
Yo, she fucking plays like marathons of spider solitaire and
Yeah, she does.
like chain smokes cigarettes and drinks wine.
Sounds
Marlboro
like
Light
my kinda
100s.
Oh, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
Actually,
Camels.
Camel 99s
Yeah.
now.
Wow.
She used to smoke Marble Light 100, so
I feel like every mom does.
yeah.
girl. I would love to find out that my mom smokes cigarettes.
You should have my mom on the podcast so you guys can not talk.
I was just thinking that.
She
won't
will,
let
she
you
will
get a
just
word
talk the whole fucking
Yeah.
time.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You like ask a question and then she'll
Dude,
talk, and then she'll ask a question and then talk
And
again.
then we just sit back.
I
was-
fucking dude, I love your mom.
I recently was with a couple of friends. There's two sisters, and their mom was stopping by for some reason, and they were like warning me, like she does not take jokes well, and she's like she freaks out all the time. And then she was yelling at one of the daughters or hitting a vape pen, like a Juul or whatever. And then she lights up a cigarette. So I said to the mom, I was like, you know, the Juuls are pretty bad, but the cigarettes, the jury's still out on those. We don't have enough research to tell if those are bad
Yeah,
for you. And she's
yeah.
like actually started cracking up.
Good.
But the sisters looked at me like I just committed murder. They were like, "Did you just try to make a joke to my mom about smoking?" I was like, "Yup."
So funny.
Dude, shout out to Dowling though, because he actually debates with my mom,
All the time.
and like he loves it.
Yeah.
They both love it.
I don't know how he does it.
Because it's fun.
No, it's not.
Yo, another
For
side
them.
story. Dowling spit on my mom's face before.
Yeah, he did.
Hot.
He sure did.
So funny story. He went to go spit shake me. We were both drunk, and he missed. And then my mom goes to wipe it up. He tries it again, spits in her face.
he missed his hand, I think.
Yeah, and it landed on her. I'm like, dude, spit on my. We were both dying. My mom was dying.
Andrew just did these in chat, by the way.
Oh, I do that all the time, man.
That's what he did. to
Andrew
that
Dowling
response.
spit on my mom's face.
That's
That should be on a T-shirt.
That's awesome.
That should.
I'd wear it.
Yeah,
I'd
dude.
wear it.
Why not? That's what's up, dude. I don't think anyone's ever spit on my mom. I think if anyone spit on my mom's face, I would probably lose my humanity.
Yeah.
I would protect my mom over anything. Like I punched my dad in the face
Yeah.
on Christmas,
Oh,
like
fuck
last
that.
year.
My dad's scary, bro.
Yeah. Well, my dad's scary too, but I'm like the only person in the world who doesn't find him scary. But yeah, like on Christmas, like, we don't need to go into this. That's yeah, no. But yeah, that happened because my mom. So
I think I could probably fight your dad
shout out
1v1.
yeah, especially now, dude. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude, he's old as shit.
I've gotten close with.
I
my dad.
love my father.
I've gotten close with my dad, like,
Yeah.
to like fighting. Like he had a.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah, it gets a lot, and he's like 6'3", like. He's just like he would totally just fucking annihilate me, and he just has more life experience. Like
Yeah.
he's been in fights. Like I've been in like
Scraps.
screaming
Yeah,
matches.
scraps. Yeah.
How dare you?
Dude, my dad's a scary individual, but like I can now stand toe to toe with him, and that's like something that he's not used to. And it's funny because like I've had conversations with him. I'm like, you understand that if we fight, like I would fuck you up now. Like you can't actually fight me now. You're like almost 60, dude.
Bro, he might be able to just fucking body you.
Yeah, I don't know,
with a
dude.
watch.
No,
You're pretty frail.
No,
man.
no, dude.
Yo.
Like I said, it fucking happened.
Dads
on
have
Christmas.
seen and been through some shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they will use that,
I am
and
a
they
dad,
will
and
beat
this
your ass.
happened in front of my kids, so that's why I had the dad strength to overcome his dad strength.
No, he will
don't
beat
know.
your ass in front of your kids.
No, he won't.
And
'cause
then
it
you'll
didn't
look
happen.
stupid in front of your
No,
kids.
it won't because it didn't happen because there's
Be
something
like,
that
Dad,
happened."
Grandpa kicked your ass. What happened?
On my brother's 30th birthday, he had it here, and my dad came from playing golf with his friends, so he came here fucking lit off his tits. And then as the day progressed, it just got worse and worse and worse. And then my token phrase for that day is I was sitting there saying to my dad because he didn't want to like get into an Uber to go home, he wanted to drive home. And I was like, Esteban was like, Dad, if you keep acting like a bitch, I'm gonna smack you like a bitch. My dad and my brother like ran. He's like, oh, you can't talk to our dad like that.
When you beat up your dad in front of your kids,
I didn't
were your
beat up my
kids
dad. I
like
punched
super
him.
impressed that you were able to beat up their grandpa?
No, they were pissed at my
Do
dad
grandma
for-
next.
for-
Beat her up.
for acting like an asshole.
Dad,
to
that's
my
so
mom.
cool that you beat up
well,
grandpa.
Well, no, listen, I didn't beat him up. I punched him once, and then he fell out of a door.
Was he
but-
drunk?
Yeah,
Yo, your dad was drunk, bro.
it's fine.
All right,
But-
all right.
So your kids probably thought that was super sick. Like, yo, my
Well,
dad's
he was
drunk,
being a dickhead to
fighting
my
people,
mom.
hell yeah.
That's
No, I'm
that's the
saying
whole
like
point of it.
maybe he could have kicked your ass if he wasn't.
Yeah, if he wasn't
No,
impaired.
My dad totally can't kick my ass now.
I don't know,
totally
dude.
We could
All-
make this
all-
happen.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be fucking fun.
Get some gloves.
I would love to. fight
Introducing
my dad.
first.
Legitimately, because I have so much love and respect for my father. I would love to fucking.
Do you think
throw
you
down.
could beat up Dan?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. Because I've like
We should organize this.
Let's just have a
we should have
free for all three of them.
3-man cage
Yeah.
match.
Dude, no,
And then my mom just like
Yeah.
smiling in the corner, like yes.
yo, my mom will get scrappy. She'll throw hands.
Yeah. No, I think like I feel like it'd be a tall because my brother, if we're looking at like stature wise, yeah, but
Yeah.
my brother has so many fucking injuries. All I'd have to do is give him a good kick to the knee and he's done.
That dude
True.
plays golf.
I
Yeah,
could.
he plays fucking golf now, dude.
We're
Yeah.
I
playing
could
golf
fuck him
Saturday,
up.
guys. Chill.
I could fuck you up then too, dude.
I'll fuck you up, Vinny.
I've been to Monster Mini Golf, so don't fuck with
I got a
me.
hole in one.
I got a hole in your one.
Vinny, keep in mind, I'm not
Prove it,
good
dude.
at golf, so I can still probably fuck you
There
up.
you go.
Dude, golf is like it's
Boring?
It sucks because in the industry I'm in and the industry my dad's in like shipping or just in anything in general, like corporate America, it's just like, oh, let's go golfing and get lit and then like talk
it's
about
awesome.
talk about the world.
I
But my
love
dad
golfing.
sucks at golf and they call him Slappy all the time and he's like, I don't
My
want to.
dad's
No, I'm good.
nice.
No, my dad is like Slicey McSlicer,
Gotcha.
if that.
My dad apparently has like legendary short game.
Yeah?
He, like shits on everybody.
That's
when it
what
comes
your
to
mom
putting.
says.
I was gonna say that. I didn't know. I didn't know if we were
Sure.
going there.
I've got like one memory of his dick when I was like this big. So to
Monster?
me- to
Dude,
me,
I
it was
got
big.
a memory of my dad's dick.
Yeah,
Tell me
it
when
was
to
big.
stop. Tell me when to stop.
Yeah, tell me when to stop.
No.
going.
Whoa.
It's
Dude,
my,
come on.
dude. It's
Dude,
my
just
dad.
start over.
Keep going.
It's my dad.
I'm wrapping around dude.
It's
No.
my dad, so it was the size
of my head.
of my head.
In
Well,
the
they
shower.
say that when you're like 1 year old, your forearm is the length of your dad's penis.
That's
Yeah.
who's they and where'd you hear this? You
Read it in a
fucking-
magazine.
Yeah, okay.
Time
Pedophile.
magazine.
Fucking weirdo. Talking
Fuck's
about
going on?
dad. Talking about dad dicks, dude. We went from really sad to now we're just gone.
Yeah,
Now
that's
we're
the way it
talking about
happens, man.
Fighting your dad.
Yeah, dude.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, no, my siblings too. Like my brother, since he's just like so big, like there was a time he just like took my head and headbutted
You
me.
just fuck you up, dude. Yeah.
Like he was just on some like G shit of like he just knows how strong he is and he knows like all it would take at least one hit to really get me good.
yeah.
And like yeah.
Dude,
And-
that's one thing I feel now. It's like I grew up wrestling and shit like that. So like there was a point in my life where yes, I was small and I was skinny, but like I was scrappy as fuck. Like it was hard to take me down. Now like I'm skateboarding, I hit myself in the shin and I'm like, I gotta sit down for like 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck happened to my old ass? I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, no, I just gained mad weight. So
Yeah.
whenever I skate and I fall, I'm just like,
Chunky bitch.
I want a Philly cheesesteak or Chinese food
Ooh,
or
I
both.
Had a cheesesteak. Or both. I had a cheesesteak for lunch today.
I ran up the stairs 3 times in a row last night, and I was
Blind
out of
savage
breath.
shit.
No, I swear to God, I was about to die.
I would be out of breath one flight upstairs.
Yeah.
Running, fuck all that, dude.
You ever like run in the cold and you're just like, why? Why am I
think
running in the
la-
cold?
I think
Yeah.
last episode we were
Yeah.
talking about that. Like, have you ever recently just like had to run for something and realized
Yeah,
how
dude,
incredibly
it
out of shape? You're like,
sucks.
it just feels awful.
Yeah.
When
Like,
I
I-
do it, I just think
It
about
does.
food too. Like,
My biggest fear is like if I go to jump and I plant my foot down. This has always been my
Just gonna
fear.
fucking
Dude, no, this has
shatter.
always been my fear. It's like you plant your foot and you go to push off, and then your ligaments give out and your whole leg goes.
and you die.
Yeah, that's been my fear for like my whole entire life playing sports.
Damn.
Because you know what it is? Like, I'm so powerful, you know?
Yeah, sometimes your muscles get
Too powerful for your own body.
Well, dude, for a dude as big as you are, I've said this before. You were the fucking one of the quickest athletic people I've ever seen, and it pissed me off.
Quick
Yeah, but-
hands, boom, boom.
No, legitimately.
Not right now, though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Fast fuck right
I mean,
now.
obviously, dude. Look at who I was in high school and who you was
Bitch.
in high school.
Yeah.
You also don't have the hair. You need to grow the hair back out.
Dude, you should have seen my hair at the beginning of this quarantine. It was nuts.
Bro, I shaved
did
my
you-
head like Britney Spears.
I know you did. It's nice.
That's tight.
No, it's not. Now I look like Anne Hathaway in Les Mis. Like
Kinda
when
hot.
she
It's hot,
like
though.
had to cut her hair for whatever reason.
She's
Never seen Les Mis, but I know there's a scene in it
There
where
is a castle on
Sure,
a
yeah.
Oh
cloud.
my god, dude, that's summer theater right there.
Catwoman.
What
She's hot.
about Gal Gadot?
I like her. She could
Wait, that's-
she could beat the shit out of me. I would love
Probably.
it.
I will let her.
I
I would let her. I would let a lot of people beat the shit out of me that
Yeah.
I think are attractive.
Uh-huh.
Probably, yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm starting to realize something.
What's
about
top
myself.
3?
Top 3. Ooh.
Vin Diesel.
Mini me.
Jamie, Mini-Me, he's dead.
Is he?
Yeah,
killed himself.
Vern
Yeah, he did.
Troyer?
Oh,
Killed
yeah.
himself, yeah.
Get
Yeah.
the fuck.
It was a while ago, no?
Damn, I
Yeah.
did not know that. That's sad.
He jumped off the top step of his front porch.
Damn.
Oh, bro,
No, top 3. I don't know. To beat me up and like, I would like it.
Brad Pitt. I would just like to like embody Fight Club for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like go back to high school.
I
you
feel
know?
like every man is just like, oh, I want that
gorgeous
Brad
man.
Pitt,
Fucking
like
sweaty.
V line. Like I want to look like that.
I want to see him. Just,
I'm good.
Yeah.
then you're not a real man, dude. Let the real men speak. Then who's your top 3? Huh? Huh?
Top
Mr.
3.
Top. I've never thought like top 3 because it's not top 3 who are people I'd like to fight. It's just top 3 who are people I want to get the shit kicked out of me. I've said this to her before too. Like I feel like I'm just like I need a good ass beaten because I haven't got my
I do
ass
too,
beat.
and I
Like,
felt. I
just-
feel like if it was a lady, like it would just make it that
Yeah.
much more better.
No, I almost got into a fight when my tires got stolen off my car a couple weeks ago, and I was
good
like, as
reason.
soon as I was like done yelling at this kid from like across the street, I was like, I'm so happy I didn't get in a fight.
Yeah. I just like I've gotten punched in the head a couple times and like the clarity afterwards is just fucking phenomenal. And,
Yeah.
like medicine doesn't make you think that clear.
Dude, fights stink.
Okay, fight.
They're
Okay,
not- no,
Fight
they're-
Club.
They're not. They're not.
We're talking
fun.
about it now.
Yeah,
We
they're
broke the first and second rule.
they're not fun.
Yeah, I've
when
been
you're
in a few
it,
fights.
but
I
they're
don't like them.
Fun to yeah, me too. But they're fun to like reflect on.
Yeah, or like to think about in the shower.
Yeah, like oh man, if I could relive it, I would have fucking caught that punch.
Yeah.
And I would have fucking uppercutted him.
I'm so
and he'd
strong.
Be crying, not
I,
me.
I got a black eye right now. I look hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then you look in the mirror in the shower and you're like, damn,
I look,
I look
like-
dangerous.
I look
I
dumb.
look fucking dangerous. And then you punch the mirror.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, 7 years bad luck.
That seems oddly specific, my
Yeah.
friend.
You never heard that?
And then you turn on Hoobastank on your CD player.
Who is-
In the shower. And then you get electrocuted.
Perfect person. There's
Mom, can you bring in the
something
toaster so I could bathe with it?
Stop.
Whoa.
No.
It's
TOS.
like,
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Oh, no?
No, you're not
All
allowed
right.
to make. I don't think you're allowed to make suicide jokes.
I know. I mean,
Silly
that's another. Yeah, that's another thing I do. That.
No,
I-
I'm just
I-
saying on the
Oh.
On the website.
platform
Oh, on the
that we're
website.
Yeah.
That's something I got to work on personally, though, too.
Dude, it's how people
it's just
deal with it. It's
how
fine.
you deal with it, and
As long as you're not hurting other people, you can joke about it as much as you want to.
yeah. Yeah.
Legitimately. Well, man, it's we're coming down to a close on this, and I'm really happy that we were able to to talk about this shit. Do any of you know the words?
I know who I want to take me.
Trivia to
home.
that song, he wrote it about childbirth. Weird,
What?
right? It's weird. He wrote it mainly about the bar scene, but a lot of it was because of his daughter, like when they when she was born.
I get knocked down and I get up again. You're never gonna bring me. That's
I drink a
that's
whiskey
pretty
drink, go drink a vodka drink. I drink a drink, give me the bad times.
much. Something out of the good
Oh,
times.
Danny boy.
And does it? Isn't it like something piss in that?
Oh, I get knocked out.
No,
hey
like
now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. What was the one that was in Mystery Men?
I don't know. Mystery Man. I just realized we hadn't had Jess look up
Wasn't
anything.
it
for
was
us
an
today.
all-star.
Jess, what's the song in Mystery Men?
Yeah, what's the song in Mystery Man?
No, just type in Mystery Men and
You
like
have to-
Smash
You have
Mouth.
to click the other thing because people,
Mystery Men is one of the best movies of all time. You should watch it.
What
The
song?
cast is unbelievable.
Bro, yeah, Captain Barbossa's in it.
My son.
Yo, do you remember the
Damn, I'm
Jamaican
tired.
kid from Madeline Middle School who always used to sing Captain Terrible, come from
Chris,
Janani?
Chris something. There was two of them.
Oh, dub pistols.
Yeah, there was two of them because there was white Chris Harris. There you go, Chris Harris. There was
Chris
white Chris
Harris,
Harris,
yeah.
and there was black Chris
If
Harris.
you do,
He got in
5
trouble
more,
because he put his dick on a girl's shoulder in class.
that'll do it.
It's pretty sick, though.
Yep. Captain
Powerful
Terrible,
move.
what the boys them call me. Captain Terrible, straight from Toulon.
Gotta be honest, none of these songs stand out to me.
What if you go to IMDb? If you click on that one,
You just want to see IMDb again. This is your home, dude.
Malcolm X.
first person on IMDb was Fred Astaire,
There you go.
their first
How
actor.
about Boogie Oogie Oogie.
You can feel it. It's
Ring the
electric.
bell. Whatever. Well, anyway,
No,
Pat,
no,
thank you so
whatever.
much for coming on and hanging
No,
out
I'm
with us for the
not
night,
getting
buddy.
off until
Is
we
that free?
find out
Is
which
that free?
video.
That's fine. No more heroes.
Sheik was in it.
It was All Star.
All-Star.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey now.
Can you go down to the cast?
Smash move.
Got
Check out the star-studded cast.
William H. Macy.
What is it?
Dane Cook.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he was in it.
Dane
Oh yeah,
Cook.
he was the waffler.
Do you remember when everyone was obsessed with Dane Cook?
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, it really was.
Ben Stiller.
Casanova Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie,
Eddie
Izzard.
Izzard.
Artie Lang.
I forgot
Eddie
he was
Izzard
in it.
was in
Tom Waits.
Yeah.
I love Eddie Izzard, dude.
Oh fuck,
Who
Tom
was
Waits
the
was in
bowler?
it?
What was her name? Oh, Janine Garofalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Janine
Garofalo,
Garofalo.
Yo,
goofy
fuck off.
bitch,
I can't
dude.
wait.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Artie
Kel
Lang.
Mitchell. Shout out Kel Mitchell.
Hell
Kel Mitchell,
He was the
yeah.
invisible.
Here we go.
He could only get invisible if you're not looking at him.
Yeah.
No, I swear,
He had
guys,
to
I
get
was
naked
invisible.
too.
Yeah. Really good movie.
Is that what that's actually what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't look at
He
him.
was funny. Yo, shout out to Good Burger too.
Yep.
Oh, is that Kel?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's Keenan and Kel.
Okay, well, I didn't know his last name. I knew them as Keenan and Kel.
Don't be so
Here we
foolish.
go.
Shouts out Coolio.
Yeah. R.I.P. Just kidding.
Oh, don't do that to me, man.
Damn.
The fuck?
Dr. Dre had a brain aneurysm though.
I heard.
Damn.
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 Luckily, he's a doctor.
Damn. Stop.
He's like, I got this. Just like bleeding.
Fuck, dude. Jesus. Well, okay. That's where we're gonna be, boys. Thanks for coming.
Thank
hanging
you.
on.
Thank you for having me. I
Episode 3.
appreciate it.
Dude, like I said before, man, I'm so happy that you're here. I'm proud of your shit, and Lou, you're okay, and you're great.
Louie,
Walk through the
Louie.
valley of the shadow of death.
Oh, baby.
Goodbye, people.
We're just singing
Bye.
screaming songs.
Love y'all.
Goodbye.